Welcome back to another video in Spanish Essentials. Today is the day. We will finally finish our in-depth analysis of these two verbs, tener and haber, in what will prove to be the greatest fight in all of language history. What is I have in Spanish? This is a trick question because we know that there is more than one way to translate I have. We have yo tengo and we have yo he. Yo tengo is used when we show ownership of things, and by things we mean nouns, people, places, and things. And yo he is the keeper of all verbs. It's used when we refer to completing actions or the completion of verbs. And to really understand the keeper of all verbs, we have to know what a verb is. A verb is any word that can follow I, we, or she. Let's do some practice. For the moment, forget about yo tengo and yo he. I just want you to focus on the sentences and tell me if the word have in the sentence is referring to possessions or referring to actions. I have a flying car. This is possession. I put the word flying in there because that implies some type of action. And I wanted to really give you a test as to whether or not you knew the difference between a verb and words that imply actions but aren't actually verbs. Number 2, I have prepared the flux capacitor. Well, the focus here is prepared, that being an action word. Number 3, do you have a pencil? We're talking about the ownership of a pencil, so this is possession. Number 4, have you paid for breakfast? We're focusing here on the word paid. That is the action that has been completed. Let's simplify these sentences and try to do some translation. I have a car. Again, we said this was possession, so are we going to use yo tengo or yo he? Yo tengo un coche. Number 2, I have prepared tea. Are we going to use yo tengo or yo he? Yo he preparado té. Number 3, do you have a pencil? Notice here we've changed from talking about things I have, and now we're referring to you. And we know the only way we've defined you have in Spanish is tienes. So this is possession, tienes un lápiz. And number 4, have you paid for breakfast? This is the first situation where we've been presented with you have, and it's not tienes. You have, referring to possessions, we said was tú tienes. When haber is used in this situation, you have for verbs is going to be tú has. Remember that the H is silent, so tú has is the pronunciation. And to pay is pagar. So we've got all of the pieces to the puzzle. Let's see if we can put this together. What was reservation in Spanish? Maybe you remember the rule to change words ending in ation to something like reservación. And what was reserved? We said we could replace the acción with ado to get reserved, so reservado. With all that in mind, if I were to tell you that to reserve in Spanish is reservar, how would we adapt pagar to mean paid? So we're adapting the AR of to reserve to get reserved. You should arrive to pagado. Now, just to make sure you're comfortable with changing these endings, what about hablar? Hablar means to talk, so what would talked be? Hablado. And bailar is to dance, so what would danced be? Bailado. And finally, to listen in Spanish is escuchar. What would listened be? Escuchado. Let's go back to the task at hand. Remember, you have in Spanish is tú has. But oftentimes, as we said, the tú will not be used. So you have would just simply be has. And keeping in mind that the structure will be something like, you have paid for the breakfast, with a rising tone in your voice. You have paid for the breakfast? How would we piece this together? The breakfast is el desayuno, and I'll tell you the Spanish word for in this case is por. So all you have left is to say, you have paid. You should have come to the conclusion, ¿has pagado por el desayuno? Get ready for a right hook. Listen to this conversation. Gracias por la invitación a comer. No, gracias por comer conmigo. Hola, ¿qué quieres comer? Tengo bocadillos, ensaladas y sopa. Yo quiero un bocadillo con tomate y jamón, y mi amiga una ensalada. ¿Cómo es tu ensalada? Es muy deliciosa. ¿Y tu bocadillo? Es terrible. Yo quiero pagar por el desayuno. Lo siento, amiga, yo he pagado. ¿Qué? ¿Cuánto cuesta? Está bien, es muy barato. Here's the transcription of that conversation. Take a moment and pause the video and see how much of this you can understand. I'm about to show you the English translation of this conversation. Compare it to what you've understood. How many errors did you make? Could you understand the majority of the conversation? Gracias por la invitación a comer. Thanks for inviting me to eat. No, gracias por comer conmigo. No, thanks for eating with me. And then the waiter comes. Hola, ¿qué quieres comer? Tengo bocadillos, ensaladas y sopa. Hello, what do you want to eat? I have sandwiches, salads, and soups. To which she responds, Yo quiero un bocadillo con tomate y jamón, y mi amiga una ensalada. I want a sandwich with ham and tomato, and my friend wants a salad. As they're eating, her friend asks, ¿Cómo es tu ensalada? How is your salad? Es muy deliciosa. It's very delicious. ¿Y tu bocadillo and your sandwich? Es terrible. It's terrible. After the breakfast, her friend says, Yo quiero pagar por el desayuno. I want to pay for breakfast. Lo siento, amiga. Yo he pagado. Sorry, friend. I already paid. ¿Qué? ¿Cuánto cuesta? What? How much? Está bien. Es muy barato. It's fine. It's cheap. In the last response here, we have the expression, it's fine. Está bien. This is one of our essential phrases from the phrase book. Make a note of it. It's very useful in many situations. I hope this video has clarified some of the uses of these two verbs. And while we'll see these verbs in more videos moving forward, we're not going to focus so intently on them. But if at any time you ever find yourself forgetting when they're used, just return back to these videos for some clarity. Send me emails with any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.